Wow, I'm really glad to announce that my friend here, Richard, who is the beer guy on YouTube and is it Telegram he's on? But anyway, he has been trying to sort out the council tax phenomenon, and basically he's been interviewed here by Richard Vorbs. Got quite a few subs there, hasn't he? And I'm really pleased for Richard. 25,000 views. That's really good. Anyway, I really hope Richard Forbes doesn't mind me playing a bit of this video. But Richard, he's my friend Richard. They're both called Richard. I'm very happy for my friend Beer Guy Richard. Over the months we've talked quite a lot about this, but he said that he wanted it sort of finished, because obviously you can't show somebody something if it doesn't work. Anyway, it did, for my friend Richard. Yay! Anyway, we're going to play a bit of this video, and if you want to watch all of it, just go over to the channel and watch the rest of it. But I'm so happy for Richard and for us.
My interviews. Well, very soon we're going to be seeing those bills dropping from the council tax, aren't we? And we're all going to have a sudden shock, an intake of breath, you might say, because we know that some of these councils are putting up the prices, certainly by up to 5%, if not going into the red and going over to that 144 document, I think it is, where it can go up to 25% more. And how are we going to deal with that? And how are we going to deal with all the other utility bills that are coming in? Well, my guest today has been exploring the Bills of Exchange Act. He is not claiming all of this is his research, but he wants to pass it on, and he is doing it. And of course, I would like to share that with my lovely audience for you to do your own due diligence and see what you make of it. His name is Richard, but he's otherwise known as the Beer Guy. I wonder if he's got a glass of beer at the hand. Welcome, Richard, to the show.
Hi, how are we doing, Richard?
I'm doing very well, very interested to hear what you're up to and the information that you can share with the audience. But first of all, let me ask you, how did you get the name The Beer Guy?
It was a company that I set up years ago. It was a 24-hour beer delivery service. Yeah, so it was called Beer's Ear, and then I needed an email, so I thought The Beer Guy, so I was like, yeah, roll with it.
And it stuck. Fantastic. Well, that's answered that question. Brilliant. Now, I know that you're fighting against the system, as it were, or at least standing. Fighting against the system sounds like we're all sort of rebels or something. I suppose we are to a degree, but a corrupt system is what we've seen in a lot of instances, and we're all getting these bills. But you've got a legitimate way. Is that a good way of saying it? Of paying off debts?
So the way that I see it, and the way that I've been learning from friends across the city or across the pond, as they say, is that we should be getting paid for performing on these documents. So as most people in this kind of space know, we the individual, the man or the woman that signs these documents, that actually brings the money into existence.
Yes.
And that's on, I think it's an RT interview, where it says banks are not in the business of loaning money, they are in the business of purchasing securities. So we're creating securities. We then leave what's called a blank endorsement, and then we give the document back to the banks, and they say you'll find the money in your account, whatever you've done it for. You've signed, you've left a blank endorsement. So technically, you've created a security. You've then given it to the bank and said, "There you go. You can keep that and do what you want with it." Which of course they do. They trade it around and buy and sell it. And then eventually it gets all bundled up and goes to the Bank of England discount window facility, where it again gets bought sold and whatever. But that's usually when it comes right to the end. So they get as much out of it as they can, and then send it to the Bank of England discount window facility. So they're all getting paid. They're having a laugh. We've created that money, and then they give us the money and say, you've got to pay it back over this period of time, and you've got to pay this much interest.
And that's really where the fraud sort of starts, because we've already created the money, and in a nice world, they would say, thank you very much, what a nice service you've done for us, because we've made money, as you say, by trading it. But then here's the double whammies, then they come down on you like a ton of bricks if you can't afford to, or they're making the money from the repayments and the interest they put on it.
Yeah, it's a crazy world. And when you understand how banking works, like I just explained, they're not in the business of loaning money out. They're in the business of purchasing securities. That's what they do. They purchase securities and they trade it around, and they make loads of money off it before it eventually goes to the window. So what I'm doing at the minute, so the council started sending these through. You owe this, and I was like, well, just keep sending the letters. I want to see what's going to happen. And then a couple of weeks before, I got this letter that you might be able to see in the background. You might not be able to see it.
Yeah, we can see it.
So that's the summons for non-payment of council tax.
And many of our viewers will be familiar with that sort of thing.
Yeah. So yeah, they sent this one through, and about 2 weeks beforehand, I somehow stumbled upon information from a guy over the pond called Brandon Joe Williams.
Joe Williams. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Some may have heard of him. Some may not have heard of him. But he's brought a little bit of a spark back to the kind of movement and how money works and what we're supposed to be doing with these documents and bills that come through. So he teaches UCC3, which is essentially the Bills of Exchange Act 1882. The UCC3, he says on his videos, it is basically derived from the Bills of Exchange Act 1882, and he was looking at the Bills of Exchange Act 1882 to help prove some of his points with the UCC. That's the Uniform Commercial Code, and usually the 3-bit is to do with money and finance and how it works. So essentially I did his course. When you sign up to it, you get one video every day. So you can take your time and go through it. It's they're usually about an hour. I think the first one is about half an hour, and then after that it's usually about an hour for each video, and it just goes through loads of different points. It's not all about UCC3. It's all about there's lots of information in there, trusts and cars and estate, like pretty much everything that you need to bring everything together. So
I think did you say to me that the course was free?
It's free, yeah.
That's I just, in case people went, oh, this is about another course you've got to pay and blah blah blah. It's free.
Yeah.
So that will make people, whoa, hold on a second, let's find out more.
Yeah, honestly, crazy, because I look at these people. There's a guy called, I think it's Yusuf Al. He was doing the secure party creditor stuff in America, and I felt like I wanted to look into his information. I was in his Facebook group, just trying to pinch bits off of Americans and just see what sort of stuff they're doing. But yeah, I think he's got a course that you have to pay for. There's loads of American people who pay for courses and subscriptions and all this stuff. But yeah, he brings it all out for free. He's done a 2.0 course. If you are going to go down and do it, do all of the 2.0 course, and then definitely watch the post video of the 2.0 course, because he believes that's going to be the beginning of the 3.0 course.
Okay.
But yeah, essentially teaching people how to structure things the correct way, and how he's done it. He's rolling around with a motorbike and a Ford GT or something, and they've both got diplomatic plates on. So that's the sort of thing that he's doing over there. And I was like, well, how can we get this over here? And basically the punchline of what he was doing was teaching people how they can walk into a car forecourt, sign the finance agreement for the car or vehicle. I can't remember what term he uses, but it's a proper legal term for it. But endorsing the document in a specific way, which then means that the individual who's done that, the person or the man, woman who has done that, they're essentially getting paid to take away free cars. So it's a bit of a crazy way to think about it, but as I just explained, we're the creators, we're the creditors, we're the ones that putting money into existence.
And so, I mean, just on that point, he's gone in there and he signs it in a specific way. Nobody's losing.
No, they get
paid.
That's
the thing. It's not like suddenly, I've got this car and this poor bloke, who sold it to me and suddenly lost the money. Nobody's actually losing. And the man or woman who's done this isn't losing. I mean, he's gained the car, but he isn't losing because ordinarily you would be paying back money which had already been paid by your signature.
Yeah. So essentially, the business is getting paid, the individual on the day is getting paid, and they're also getting a free car. So yeah.
There you go. Isn't that what life should be about?
Well, this is it. Yeah.
Isn't that what we should be here for?
Well, this is it. I've attached things to some of these documents, basically saying if they want a hand with settling the national debt, I'll be more than obliged to help them and give them a hand with that. But yeah, they don't.
That would be lovely. Wouldn't that be lovely just to go into how many trillion is it? I just signed. There we go. It's done. Thanks very much. Right, can we get on with our lives now?
Well, this is the way it is for obviously the people that are in the know. The people that go to Eton and Cambridge and all these big universities. They get taught Bills of Exchange Act when they're 12 years old. They already know it's their bread and butter.
Yes, absolutely.
So I think this is how the rich stay rich and the poor get poorer, because they know how to use the Bills of Exchange Act correctly.
Yes. So are you able to go through some of this then and explain a bit of it?
Yeah, so as I was saying, the 2 week before, I went through all his information, got this through, and I was like, right, well, it's time to do something then, I think.
Yes.
So yeah, I got it through. I don't know if you can see. I'm just take my head out.
Yeah.
So there's the way that he was signing. So without recourse, pay to the. This is on. So in the UK, a lot of people not paying the mortgages and asking for the completed mortgage document. There is on his website. I think I'm allowed to say it. I think we spoke this. It's onestupidfuck.com. And on there is lots of completed mortgage documents, and this is the verbiage or the way that they use to finish off the mortgage document. So without recourse, pay to the order of, and then I've put Rotherham Metropolitan Borough Council, all capitals, by my signature, Richard-Samuel-Dean: Ashmore, and then agent underneath. So that's the one that I sent for the summons, and then
what happened?
Yeah, so don't ask me how. Somehow the council had my email address. No idea how they got it. Didn't even know they had it if I'd given it them or they extracted it from somewhere. But then they sent this one through. So that was the email that I got.
So I'm writing in regards to the court summons. You return to my. Please be advised the summons has now been withdrawn, and an updated bill was issued on the 30th of the 10th, 2024. If you require anything further, do not hesitate to contact us. And so what does that mean when they say the updated bill was issued? You mean that it's been paid?
So, no, so that wasn't the bill, that was the summons for the non-payment.
Right. So, okay, so they've got rid of the thing.
Got rid of the summons and said, you ain't got to go to court, which of course we know it's not really a court anyway.
It's not a court, yeah.
And then they sent me the bill, which is this one. And then they put the total amount. But when I got this one through, I was like, well, I kind of forgot on the first one, and I put Rotherham Metropolitan Borough Council. That cancelled the summons, the fake summons or whatever. And then I remembered, so yeah, I'm supposed to be putting he calls it an ens legis, which means
a legal fiction.
Yeah, legal fiction or a product of the law. So I did that one without recourse, paid to the order of, all caps, Richard Ashmore by, signed it, Richard Aberdeen, hold on, Ashmore agent. And then I left a little slip on there. I don't think I've got that picture that I've loaded. No, I don't think I've put that one in. But yeah, I attached a little thing to it saying, if you'd like help with, I put deliveries acceptance, because if you send a bill through the post and it is special delivery signed for, as soon as they sign for it, that is classed as delivery under Bills of Exchange Act 1882. I can't remember which section they're in it. I should have brought all my little footnotes for all the points. But,
that's okay.
Yeah.
We're getting the gist of it.
Yeah, so you send something through the post, a bill of exchange, which is essentially what they've just sent me. So it's a bill of exchange is a sum of money, a certain time and date. So it's an unconditional order to pay. They're ordering me to pay money. There is no money. Money is it used to be called specie, so like species, but without the S. It used to be specie, which was gold and silver coins. Obviously, we don't have that anymore. We only have promises to pay. So there is no money the way that they're saying it. So I've given this document life. I've said that this document is the money, and that it needs to be paid to the order of my ens legis by me, the man. And just for clarity there, where you've got and it's unfortunately it's quite small on my screen, so I'm trying to just see exactly what it says. The ens legis is your all names in caps, isn't it? Yeah. Just for those people following, that's the legal fiction, the Crown copyright name that's on the birth certificate, etc. That's it. Yeah. There is variations of that, and a bloke called Sovereign Davo in our Telegram group, he goes into that, and he does it a different way. He does it his own way. I'm not saying there's any specific way. Don't copy me. Do your own research. I can tell you with a water bill that I had, I did this, and I from something it's slightly different, but pretty much the same sort of thing. Signing, basically giving it life, as you say, and I didn't hear from them. I sent it off, didn't hear from anything. Then 3 months later, I got the next bill. And on that bill, the second bill, it had a statement of previous bill. And it was settled. Yeah. I made a video then saying it bloody works, and everybody did it, and then they were pushing back. Oh. Which I suppose they shouldn't do, but they're bound to. But then you've got to know how to enforce it. So, yes. What I've done with this is what Brandon teaches as well, and he's coming out soon with a credit repair. So there's a guy called Joey Kimbrough that he works with. He's part of his law firm, Williams and Williams law firm. They're making a credit repair thing, because that Joey Kimbrough, he had I think he said like a 600 or 700 credit score, and then he'd gone through it using methods that he'd learned and been practicing, and basically got it up to like a 999 score. So he just does what he wants now. He's got a $5 million lien on his car for that's his insurance on his car. So if anything happens and he crashes and kills someone or something, he's got a $5 million lien on it, so he can hand that out. But yeah, that's different stuff that we're trying to break it all down basically in the Telegram group. We've got little sections for like bills of exchange, cars, HMRC, council tax, utility. We're trying to break it all down, and I'm just sharing what I'm doing with that, and other people are putting their ideas and stuff in. If you want to come and join the group and you want to have a look through there, if you've got loads of questions, please go through the 2.0 course first, and then have a look at the stuff that we've already been doing. Please don't come with like 15 million questions and asking how can I do this, how can I do that, because that's just going to take forever. It's for everyone to do themselves. And as I said, Dave O, he does it his own way. People might find that they want to do it their own certain way. It's all about standing in the stuff that you know, and the knowledge that